Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Brinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
हरे कृष्ण। छाड़िया वैष्णव सेवा निस्तार पाई छे के बाद, छाड़िया वैष्णव सेवा निस्तार पाई छे के बाद, नाम श्रेष्ठम मनुमपि सचिपुत्रमत्र स्वरूपम, रूपम तस्याग्रजमुरुपुरीं माथुरीं स्थावतीं, राधाकुण्डं गिरिवरं अहो राधिका माधवासं, प्राप्तो यस्य प्रतिता कृपया श्रीगुरुं तं नतोऽस्मि। हे गुरु ज्ञानदा दीनबन्धो स्वानन्ददाता करुणैक सिन्धु, वृन्दावनासिना हितावतार, प्रसीद राधा प्रणय प्रचार। हे दीनबन्धु करुणैक सिन्धु, कुरु प्रसादं मयि मण्डमूढे, लक्ष्यापराधे बहुपापगाधे, Tatpada padme stumatischa Krishne. Yadyapi amar Guru Chaitanya Dasa, tathapi janyami tahara prakasa. Guru Krishna Rupa Haya Sastrera Pramane, Guru Rupe Krishna Kripa Karena Bhakta Gane. Shiksha Guru ke te jani Krishnera Sarupa, Antarjami Bhakta Sreshta Ei Dui Rupa. Naiva payanti apachitim kavayastabesha, Brahmayushapi kritam riddha mudhas smaranta. Yo antarbahistano bhritam asubham vibhudnan, Acharya chaitya vapusha sagatim vyanakti. Without serving the representative of Krishna, nobody can approach Krishna. I bow down to the beautiful lotus feet of my spiritual master, by whose causeless mercy I have obtained the supreme holy name, the divine mantra, the service of the son of Sachimadha, the association of Srila Sarup Damodar, Rupa Goswami and his older brother Sanatan Goswami, the supreme abode of Mathura, the blissful abode of Vrindavan, the divine Radhakund and Govardhan Hill, and the desire within my heart for the loving service of Sri Radhika and Madhava in Vrindavan. O spiritual master, O giver of divine wisdom, O friend of the fallen, you are the giver of your own bliss, and you are the only ocean of mercy. Although dwelling in Vrindavan, you have descended for the welfare of fallen souls like myself, and you are preaching the divine love of Radha for Krishna. Please be kind upon me. O friend of the lowly, O Gurudev, you are the only ocean of mercy. I am a dull fool and have committed hundreds of thousands of offenses. I have fallen into a dense myriad of sins. Therefore, grace me with your mercy so that my mind may be fixed on your lotus feet and on Sri Krishna. Although I know that my spiritual master is a servitor of Sri Chaitanya, I know him also as a plenary manifestation of the Lord. Every living entity is eternally a servant of Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Therefore, the spiritual master cannot be other than a servant of Lord Chaitanya. The spiritual master's eternal occupation is to expand the service of the Lord by training disciples in a service attitude. According to the deliberate opinion of all revealed scriptures, the spiritual master is not different from Krishna. Lord Krishna, in the form of the spiritual master, delivers his devotees. One should know the instructing spiritual master to be the personality of Krishna. Lord Krishna manifests himself as the super soul and as the greatest devotee of the Lord. O my Lord, transcendental poets and experts in spiritual science could not fully express their indebtedness to you, even if they were endowed with the prolonged lifetime of Brahma. For you appear in two features, externally as the Acharya and internally as the super soul, to deliver the embodied living being by directing him how to come to you. The lotus feet of our spiritual master are the only way by which we can attain pure devotional service. I bow to his lotus feet with great awe and reverence. By his grace, one can cross the ocean of material suffering and obtain the mercy of Krishna. Our only wish is to have our consciousness purified by the words emanating from his lotus mouth. Attachment to his lotus feet is the perfection that fulfills all desires. He opens our darkened eyes and fills our hearts with transcendental knowledge. He is our Lord, birth after birth. From him ecstatic prema emanates. By him ignorance is destroyed. The Vedic scriptures sing of his character. Our spiritual master is the ocean of mercy, the friend of the poor, and the Lord and Master of the devotees. O Master, be merciful unto us. Give us the shade of your lotus feet. Your fame is spread all over the three worlds. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Srila Prabhupada. Sri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Satma. Guru Charana Padma
Bhakti Satma Bandhamoi Savadhana Bhakti Bandhamoi Savadhana Bhakti Yahara Prasade Bhai E Bhava Turiya Jai Yahara Prasade Bhai E Bhava Turiya Jai Krishna Prapti Hoya Jaha Hoite Krishna Prapti Hoya Jaha Hoite Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chittete Kariya Ekya Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chittete Kariya Ekya Arana Kari Ho Mone Asa Arana Kari Ho Mone Asa Shri Guru Charane Rati Aise Uttama Gati Shri Guru Charane Rati Aise Uttama Gati De Prasade Pure Sarva Asa De Prasade Pure Sarva Asa Chakshudan Dilo Jai Janma Janma Prabhu Se Chakshudan Dilo Jai Janma Janma Prabhu Se Devya Gyan Nite Prakashito Devya Gyan Nite Prakashito Prema Bhakti Jante Avidya Vinasa Jante Prema Bhakti Jante Avidya Vinasa Jante Gayo Jara Charito Tere Gayo Jara Charito Sri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adhama Janara Vandu Sri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adhama Janara Vandu Lokanath Tera Jivana Lokanath Tera Jivana Ha ha Prabhu Kara Daya Deha More Pada Chaya Ha Prabhu Kara Daya Deha
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Saraswati Deve Godavari Prajarine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Vishnupada, Paramahansa Parivajra, Jaya Ashatara Sata Shri Srimad, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Jaya Vishnupad, Paramahamsa Parivajra, Jaya Ashatara Sata Shri Srimad, His Divine Grace, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki. Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath, Shamakun Radha Kun Giri Govardhan Ki. Mathura Vrindavanam Ki. Navadvip Mayapurdam Ki. Jagannath Puridam Ki. Gangamai Munamai Ki. Bhakti Devi Tulsi Devi Ki. Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki. Gaud Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru, Sri Gauranga, Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna. Good to see you again. See you. Hare Krishna. So we'll have a short kirtan. Would any of you like to sing? Yeah, Radha Madhav. No, you sing. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari
Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari
Yashoda Nandana Vraja Jana Ranjana
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 Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Javihari Jaya Radha Madhava Javihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashoda Nandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Thank you, Prabhu, for the beautiful kirtan. Hare Krishna. Thank you, devotees, for coming here for the morning session. Today we are going to discuss about the conversation that happened between Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Ramananda Raya. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, after taking sannyas, he started going on a tour to the entire South India. And in that, one of the important meetings that he did with his associates, Ramananda Rai is going to become his future closer associate, is meeting Ramananda Rai. So how did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu meet Ramananda Rai, and what did they discuss? That's what today's topic is. So before we begin, we'll start with the Mangalacharan prayers. Let me see if I can share. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminyati Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna. We'll go verse by verse in detail, looking at their meeting. Sancharya Rama Bhida Bhakta Mege Swabhakti Siddhanta Chayamritani Gaurabdhiretay Ramuna Vitirnais Tajgyatvaratnalayatam Prayati. Translation, please. Somebody?
Hello? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is known as Gauranga, is the ocean of all-conclusive knowledge in devotional service. He empowered Sri Ramananda Roy, who may be likened to a cloud of devotional service. This cloud was filled with the water of all the conclusive purports of devotional service and was empowered by the ocean to spread this water over the sea of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. Thus, the ocean of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became filled with the jewels of the knowledge of pure devotional service.
Okay, let's look at the meaning of the verse. Sancharya Rama Abhida Bhakta Mege. So this Ramananda Rai, he is like a cloud. And this cloud is being endowed with water. So water in the form of Swabhakti Siddhanta Chaya Amritani. Swabhakti Siddhanta, the conclusions of his own bhakti. That group of that conclusions of his own bhakti, which are like nectar. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu filled that cloud with this nectar. So who can fill that cloud? Cloud is filled with ocean, with water by ocean. So Gaura Abdhi, Gauranga Mahaprabhu is the ocean. So that ocean fills up the cloud with water. And then what happens? The cloud goes away and then pours that water. The water comes back to the cloud, or the ocean comes back to the ocean. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu infused the Siddhanta of his own bhakti to Ramananda Rai, and he heard from him, and then the same conclusions came back to the same ocean, Gauranga Mahaprabhu. This is the conversation between Ramananda Rai and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Though Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is hearing, he will be asking several questions to Ramananda Rai. He is actually empowering Ramananda Rai with his own Siddhanta, and then he hears the Siddhanta back again, and then it becomes very, very delightful. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu realizes it. Feel free to ask questions anywhere or reflect.
Hare Krishna, can I ask you to scroll down to the translation?
Yes.
So in the translation, it describes that spread the water over the sea of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and thus the ocean of Mahaprabhu. Is there there's a distinction made there between sea versus ocean? Is that a significant or just a translation?
No, it's just that translation. Yeah. So here, if you look at it, it says Tajagatyaya Ratnalayatam. Ratna Alaya. Ratna Alaya means the house of jewels. And what is the house of jewels? Ocean. Ocean, you can go on to mine jewels. So this cloud, what it is doing, it is pouring the water upon the same ocean. That is the summary of the entire chapter. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvada Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. You can rotate, we'll read translations today.
All glories to Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all glories to Lord Nityananda, all glories to Advaita Acharya, and all glories to all the devotees of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Purberite Prabhu age ghaman korila Jiyada-Nrisimha kshetre kotagena gela.
According to his previous program, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went forward on his tour and after some days arrived at the place of pilgrimage known as Jiyada-Nrisimha.
Yeah, Jiyada-Nrisimha is a temple of Varaha-Nrisimha, and it is in Visakhapatnam, currently known as Vaishag also. Mahaprabhu is starting his South India tour, and then he first comes to Visakhapatnam. Visakhapatnam is, let's look at the map. So this is the map of India, you can see. So Mahaprabhu has started from Bengal, and then he is all the way has come to Vaishakhapatnam. This is where around this place he is meeting Ramananda Rai. Nrisimha dekiya koilo dandavat pranati prema beshe koilo bahu nritya gita stuti.
Upon seeing the deity of Lord Nrisimha in the temple, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu offered his respectful obeisances by falling flat. Then, in ecstatic love, he performed various dances, chanted, and offered prayers.
When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visits many temples throughout his tour of South India, and then he ecstatically dances and prays to the deity there, and then he also spreads his ecstatic mood to others, whoever comes there. It is very contagious. Whoever comes there, they also get touched by that. They get prema, and then they go home, and then they spread that prema to others. And in this way, thousands and thousands of people, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is traveling to different villages, they become ecstatically empowered. Shri Nrisimha, Jaya Nrisimha, Jaya Jaya Nrisimha, Prahladesha, Jaya Padma, Mukha Padma, Bringa. Shri Nrisimha, he is calling out to Nrisimha, and he is glorifying Nrisimha, Jaya Nrisimha, Jaya Jaya Nrisimha, Prahlada Isha, Jaya. So Prahlada Isha, the Lord of Prahlada, Jaya, all glories to him. Padma, Padma is Lakshmi. Lakshmi, Mukha, Padma, the lotus face of Lakshmi. The same word is used. Padma is Lakshmi, Mukha is face, Padma is the lotus. Lotus-like face of Padma. And he is the Bringa, he is the bee. So Krishna is the bee, hovering over the lotus face of Lakshmi. Or Nrisimha in this case. Translation.
All glories to Nrsimhadev. All glories to Nrsimhadev, who is the Lord of Prahlad Maharaj, and like a honeybee is always engaged in beholding the lotus-like face of the goddess of fortune.
We'll read the purport. The goddess of fortune is always embraced by La Nrsimhadeva. This is mentioned in the commentary of Srimad Bhagavatam written by the great commentator Srila Sridhara Swami. The following verse was composed by Sridhara Swami in his commentary on the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Vagisha yasya vadane, Lakshmi yasya cha vakshashi, yasyaste hridaye samvit, tam nrsingham agham bhaje. So, this is the introductory verse of Sridhara Swami as well. In the first canto, first chapter, first verse, he starts his commentary with Vagisha yasya vadane, Lakshmi yasya cha vakshashi. So, Nrsimha is the famous favorite deity of Sridhara Swami. So, those who don't know about Sridhara Swami is one of the early commentators of Bhagavatam, and the commentary of Bhagavatam of Sridhara Swami was appreciated by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So much so that when, what is that devotee name? Vallabha. So, when Vallabhacharya wrote a commentary that without considering the commentary of Sridhara Swami, he wrote in his own commentary and then he went and showed off to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually said, those who do not accept Swami, I consider them as prostitute. This is a double play. So those days, the husband is called the Swami. So those who do not have the husband, they are called prostitute in the society. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used that word, said to same thing to Vallabhacharya. So if you have not accepted a Swami, that is Sridhara Swami, then I don't value your own commentary as valuable. So that is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has said. So Sridhara Swami's commentary is very important. And because of that, if you look at the commentary of Jiva Goswami, he follows all the points of Sridhara Swami. And wherever Sridhara Swami explains differently than the Vaishnava Siddhanta, there Jiva Goswami takes a different approach. Very minor places, but mostly he follows Sridhara Swami. One thing I would like to mention about Sridhara Swami's commentary is that Sridhara Swami wrote for a different kind of audience. The audience were mostly impersonalists. So when Sridhara Swami was writing commentary, he has to write in some places that is very attractive to them as well. So what is attractive to them? Impersonal conclusions are very attractive to impersonalists. But using that as a bait, just like if you want to take a fish out of water, you put a bait, you put a meat in a hook, and then you throw it in the water, and then just to take out that. Similarly, Sridhara Swami also used this impersonalist conclusions as a bait, and then he captured the impersonalists. When they start appreciating Sridhara Swami's commentary, then they will start seeing that everywhere Sridhara Swami is glorifying Krishna or the Supreme Lord. Then they get attracted to bhakti and perform bhakti. That was the intention of Sridhara Swami. So because here and there he has put some impersonal conclusions just to attract them, our acharyas will note down and then they will take a different standpoint. But most of the things they are following Sridhara Swami. Ugropyanugraye vayam Swabhaktanam nirkeshari Keshari vasvapotanam Anyesham ugra vikramaha. Ugra. Nrsimha is ugra. Ugra means ferocious. But next word says Anugra. He is also not ferocious. Even though he is Ugra, he is also Anugra. He is not ferocious. Not ferocious to whom? Swabhaktanam. For his own devotees, he is not Ugra. So in South India, if you go, if you keep the Nrsimha photo in your home, especially ferocious, people will say, oh, don't do that. You will actually destroy your family. So people have these conceptions. No, the Lord is not ferocious for his own devotees. He is ferocious for others, not for his own devotees. The example is given in the next two lines. Keshari. Keshari means lion. Just like a lion, how it is not ferocious to his own children, but it is ferocious to others, so the Lord is also ferocious to others, but not to his own devotees. Translation.
Although very ferocious, and to non-devotees like Hiranyakashipu, Lord Nrsimhadev is very, very soft and kind to the devotees like Prahlad Maharaj.
This is also a verse from Sridhara Swami from his commentary on 7th canto. Hey mata nana shloka patistuti koilo Nrsimha sevak mala prasada ani dilo.
In this way, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recited different verses from the Shastra. The priest of Lord Nrsimhadeva then brought garlands and the remnants of Lord's food and offered them to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Wherever Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu goes, and then he is recognized by the pujaris there as very special because of his bodily effulgence. People can recognize that he is not an ordinary personality. He is extraordinary. And they immediately bring prasadam and then they give him additional respects as well. Purbabat kono bipre koila nimantran sheiratri taharohi korila gaman.
As usual, a Brahmin offered Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu an invitation. The Lord passed the night in the temple and then commenced his tour again.
So wherever Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu goes, he usually stays in the devotee's place. And those who follow the Brahminical principles, he stays there. That is why, Prabhupada also wanted all of his followers to attain the Brahminical standard. The Brahminical standard is very important. Why? Because the Brahmana become the guide of the lead of the society. By leading the society toward a purified life, he can deliver most of the people. And wherever Brahmanas are not there, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu considered that place as very inauspicious. So Brahminical life is required. Prabhate utiya Prabhu cholila prema beshe digvitik nahi gyan ratri dibashe.
The next morning, in the great ecstasy of love, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started on his tour with no knowledge of proper direction, and he continued the whole day and night.
So he is always in ecstasy. He doesn't know which direction to go also. He just, wherever the mind takes, he just goes. Just like a person who is intoxicated. If you are heavily intoxicated and you are dropped on the street, you will just go wherever your legs take. Similarly, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is intoxicated with prema for Radha Krishna. And because of that, he is just going wherever his legs take. And he doesn't even realize which is a day, which is a night. Purbabat Bashna Kori Sarbalok Gone Godavari Tite Prabhu Aila Kota Dine.
As previously, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu converted to Vaishnavism many people he met on the road. After some days, the Lord reached the banks of the river Godavari.
As previously mentioned, whomever he meets, he converts them to Vaishnavas, just like the touchstone. Whichever iron material comes into touch with the touchstone automatically changes to gold. So similarly, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whoever comes in contact with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they also become gold. Godavari deki hoilo Jamuna smaran, tire bana deki smriti hoilo Vrindavan.
When he saw the river Godavari, the Lord remembered the river Yamuna. And when he saw the forest on the banks of the river, he remembered Sri Vrindavan Dham.
Like Mahaprabhu is also showing us what is the status of a Prema Bhakta. One who has attained Prema. He is just seeing everywhere Krishna. Every forest he thinks as Vrindavan. Every river he sees as Yamuna. And then gets every sand hill he sees as Govardhan. So and then gets into ecstatic symptoms. He exhibits. This is the state of a Premi Bhakta. Shebhane Kotakana Kori Nityagan Godavari Para Hoya Taha Koilasnan.
After performing his usual chanting and dancing for some time in this forest, the Lord crossed the river and took his bath on the other bank.
Gata Charikata Dore Jala Sannidhane Bashi Prabhu Gore Krishna Nama Sankirtane.
After bathing in the river, the Lord walked a little distance from the bathing place and engaged in chanting the holy name of Krishna.
So we see that, as we discussed today morning, that Sankirtana becomes a very important activity in this Kali Yuga. And wherever Chaitanya Mahaprabhu goes, he is also doing Sankirtana. And as we previously saw, he is in the Prema stage. He is exhibiting like a devotee. He is Supreme Lord himself. But he is, as a devotee, he is showing that he is in the stage of Prema. Prema is the actually you have got love of Godhead. Okay? Even in that stage, you would perform Krishna Nam Sankirtan. Starting from the sadhana stage, very beginning, we chant and then we attain Prema. There also we get attracted to chanting and we continue our chanting. That is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is also doing. Hena kale dolai chadi Ramananda Rai Snan kori bare aila Bajan bajai.
At that time, accompanied by the sounds of music, Ramananda Rai came there on a palanquin to take his bath.
So Ramananda Rai was a governor of Madras at that time. And Madras is not what we see just to the south part of India as we see today. Madras is almost covering to until Orissa. It's almost the entire right South India fully, except some parts of Maharashtra, I suppose. So he was governor. Governor is like a king. So he was having servants. And wherever he goes, pompous ceremonies will be held, and palanquin, he will be carried in palanquin like that. He was living such a life. Tara sange bahu aila vaidika brahman vidimate koilate hos nanadip tarpan.
Many Brahmanas follow the Vedic principles accompanied by Ramananda Rai. According to the Vedic rituals, Ramananda Rai took his bath and offered oblations to his forefathers.
So he performed first bath and then he is doing tarpan. Tarpan is what you do to your forefathers. Daily Panchamaha Yagya, one is supposed to perform if one is in the Varnashrama. Panchamaha Yagya is 5 different types of yagyas. Can anyone list that? Enumerate?
So, one is to paying back to the devas, and then the Runa means other people who are and all the other human beings. Pitru means to the Pitrus, Rishis, and the other one.
Bhuta. Other living entities. So we have 5 types of yagya. One is, as Prabhuji was mentioning, Deva Yagya, that you give back respect or worship to Devatas, because Devatas help you to live comfortably in this world. All your senses are empowered by the Devatas. The whole, the cycle of rain, natural resources, sun, moon, everything is provided by the Devatas. So we offer our respects to the Devatas. And then the second one is Nriyagya. Nriyagya is you perform to other human beings. So whoever visits you, you just offer them food and respects. And if you don't have anything, at least you should offer good words. You are a very poor person, you cannot even give water, nothing you can give. You can give at least good words. That is very important. So when we are inviting guests to our homes, we should welcome them with a smiling face, with good words, give them a proper seat, and then give them food if we have food at that time. So this is Nriyagya. Then you have Bhuta Yagya. Bhuta Yagya means the other living entities. All living entities have to survive, and it is the humans' duty to offer food to them as well. Then you have the Yagya for the Rishis. How do you satisfy your debt to the Rishis? By studying Vedic knowledge, whatever they have given. By studying Vedas, you are actually paying debts to the Rishis. Then the final one is the forefathers, Putri Yagya, that because of your forefather, you have come into this world and you perform Pitri Yagya. So these are the 5 types of Yagya a human being should perform in the Varnashrama Dharma, not a Vaishnava we are talking about, any human being. If he does not perform these 5 types of Yagya, then he becomes a debtor. That means he has something to pay back. And if he does not perform that, he will get sinful reactions for that. And most of the people in the modern day civilization, they don't perform. So by not performing that, automatically just living your life, you become a sinful person. Don't need to do anything else. So, for the devotees, however, it becomes simple. So we take shelter of the Supreme Lord, and the Supreme Lord takes care of everything. So that is why we do our chanting and follow the practices of bhakti, which Krishna says in the 4th canto. You know that verse? Can you say? We have a scholar here. Yatha taror mool nishechanena tripyanti tatskanda bhujopashaka pranopahara chayatendriyanam tathaiva sarvarhanamachyutejya. Translation.
As pouring water on the root of a tree energizes the trunk, branches, twigs, and everything else, and as supplying food to the stomach enlivens the senses and limbs of the body, simply worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead through devotional service automatically satisfies the demigods who are parts of the Supreme Personality.
Just by pouring water on the root of the tree, we are satisfying the twigs, branches, leaves and everything else. We don't need to go and spray water on each part of the plant. Just by pouring water on the root, we can satisfy everything. Similarly, worshipping Krishna, you can satisfy everybody else in this world. There is the other verse also, Rini Charajan. Devarshi Bhutata. Devarshi Bhutata. Okay, this verse is very directly to that point. Devarshi Bhutata Nrinam Pitrinam Nakinkaro Nayam Rini Charajan Sarvatmanaya Sharanam Sharanyam Gato Mukundam Parihritya Kartam.
O King, one who has given up all material duties and has taken full shelter of the lotus feet of Mukunda, who offers shelter to all, is not indebted to the demigods, great sages, ordinary living beings, relatives, friends, mankind, or even one's forefathers who have passed away. Since all such classes of living entities are part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, one who has surrendered to the Lord's service has no need to serve such persons separately.
So we have all the persons listed out here. Deva, Rishi, Bhuta, Apta, Nr and Pitra. All these persons we don't need to separately satisfy when we take a shelter of Krishna. And we perform bhakti to Krishna, then everybody else automatically gets satisfied, just as we have pour water on the root of the tree. All the twigs, branches and leaves get automatically satisfied. Okay. Prabhu tare deki janila ye ramarai tahare milita prabhura mana uttidhai.
Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could understand that the person who had come to bath in the river was Ramananda Raya. The Lord wanted so much to meet him that his mind immediately began running after him.
Yeah. As soon as Ramananda Raya was seen by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his mind became uttidhai. He's just running after, rising up and running after over Ramananda Raya. So who is this person who is the governor of Madras that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so much attracted to him? So, there is a book called Gaura Ganadesha Dipika. It tells about the real identities of all the associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. What is their corresponding identity in Krishna Leela? So, here Ramananda Raya is Vishaka. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Radha and Krishna together. So, Radha and Krishna's love toward Vishaka and Vishaka's love toward Radha and Krishna are acting upon here. So both Radha and Krishna's love is just running after Vishaka. As soon as they saw Vishaka, here is my associate. And they have so much love for Vishaka. And then Ramananda Raya also will reciprocate. Without even understanding, in this world, so the memories are, erased. And then you put the person, still that natural love, toward, as soon as they see each other, they are getting that attraction automatically. Tathapi dhairya dhare prabhura gila bashiya Ramananda aila purba sannyasi dekhiya.
Although Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was running after him mentally, he patiently remained sitting. Ramananda Raya, seeing the wonderful sannyas, then came to see him.
Ramananda Raya has also noted this sannyasi. Who is this sannyasi? Apurva. I have not seen him previously, and he's look wonderful, such a sannyasi. As I was mentioning, as soon as anybody sees Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they recognize he's not normal person. He's like some very, very divine person. Who is this divine person? This is one of the things that you would note. So if somebody is claiming I am God, as soon as you see that person, you should see something divine about that person. And also the person should be very, very beautiful. Don't take the words of persons who are not beautiful and then say I am God. Or they are not apurva, they are not so wonderful. They should be wonderful. Shurya Shata Shamakanti Aruna Basan Subalita Prakanda Deho Kamala Lochan.
Srila Ramananda Raya then saw Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to be as brilliant as 100 suns. The Lord was covered by a saffron garment. He was large in body and very strongly built, and his eyes were like lotus petals.
He is very, very large body, largely very built body. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, when he saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he thought he's such a beautiful person and he has taken sannyas. It is not good for him because he's a very beautiful person. All the girls will run after him. Not good for a sannyasi, you can get easily distracted by that. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very, very beautiful and he was strongly built person also. And he has this, permeating this radiance like 100 suns, that effulgence is there. And he has a very, very beautiful eyes, Kamala Lochan. Dekiya tahar mane hoila chamatkar, asiya korila dandavat namaskar.
When Ramananda Rai saw the wonderful sannyas, he was struck with wonder. He went to him and immediately offered his respectful obeisances, falling down flat like a rod.
Utti Prabhu kohe, Utta koho Krishna Krishna, Tare alingite Prabhura, Hrudaya Satrushna. Utti, get up, he is saying. And then what he says, get up and chant, Krishna, Krishna. And then as he is saying, and then he embraces Ramananda Rai, and then his Hridaya is Satrushna. Satrushna is that greed, that lova, that, what is that? The thirst for him, is just coming out.
The Lord stood up and asked Ramananda Rai to arise and chant the holy name of Krishna. Indeed, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was eager to embrace him.
So he is very eager to embrace, but the society condition was at that time that Ramananda Rai was considered as a Shudra. Even though he was ruling as a governor, he was considered as a Shudra. So the system was very much collapsed at that point. There is Brahmana, everybody else is Shudra. It has become more or less like that. Most of if the king doesn't like one particular group of people, he will just say, you're all Shudra, go. That's it. It has become more or less like that. So Ramananda Rai was also to be considered as a Shudra. And sannyasi embracing a Shudra is unseen, unheard of at that time. And then people will just simply condemn that. So though Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to embrace, this societal conditions was there. What would people think? Of course, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has to care about that because he has come here to spread the teachings of Bhagavatam. And if you have to spread, you should be influential. You cannot just like anything and whatever your mind says. You have to gain the respect of the people. So he was reluctant at that point, even though his mind is running toward that. Tatapi puchilo tumi Raya Ramanan teho kohe sei hono Dasa Shudra Manda. So he is asking, are you Ramananda Rai? Like that. Even though he knows, his mind is running toward him. Then he says, yes, yes, I am that Shudra person, Ramananda Rai.
Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then inquired whether he was Ramananda Roy, and he replied, yes, I am your very low servant, and I belong to the Shudra community.
Okay. So, for the devotees, it was not actually a problem. If the entire society condemns them as lower than the Shudras, they don't have any problem because they are naturally humble. Naturally, they think themselves the lowest of the lowest. And they didn't have to struggle against that. So this shows the attitude of, the natural attitude of devotees. They're not there to protest and say, give me the position I want. The jealousy comes into picture. Why jealousy is just that that person is better and I want that place. I want that position. Devotees are not having that. Devotees naturally are satisfied with a humble position. তবে তারে কইল প্রভু দৃঢ় আলিঙ্গন প্রেম বেশে প্রভু ভৃত দোহে অচেতন. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu couldn't control. He went and embraced him very tightly. Dhrida, very, very tightly he embraced. And then both of them were feeling prema, ecstatic symptoms, ecstasy. They went into ecstasy.
Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then embraced Sri Ramananda Roy very firmly. Indeed, both the master and the servant almost lost consciousness due to ecstatic love.
They lost their consciousness almost. Swabhavika prema dohar budhaya korila duha lingiya dunhe bhumite padila.
Their natural love for each other was awakened in them both, and they embraced and fell to the ground.
We'll read the purport. Srila Ramananda Rai was an incarnation of Gopi Vishakha. Since Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was Lord Krishna himself, there was naturally an awakening of love between Vishakha and Krishna. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the combination of Srimati Radharani and Krishna. The Gopi Vishakha is a principal Gopi assisting Srimati Radharani. Thus the natural love between Ramananda Rai and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu awakened and they embraced. Stamba Sheda Shru Kampa Pulaka Baibranya Dunhar Mukete Shuni Godgoda Krishna Barna. These are the ecstatic symptoms. It usually manifests after the stage of bhava. So we are currently in the sadhana stage. Then initially it is unsteady sadhana stage. Sometimes we don't regularly chant also. And even if we regularly chant, we don't chant with the same enthusiasm. One day it is nicely, enthusiastically we chant. Next day it's just down. That is called anishtita bhakti. Bhakti is not fixed, anushtita. Then it is like climbing the uphill. You put so much effort. When you're climbing uphill, you have to walk hard and hard and hard. Then you go to the top of the hill. That's the nishta bhakti, steady bhakti. Bhakti becomes steady every day with the same enthusiasm, without reducing. We just continue to follow. This is where people dedicate their whole life from morning to evening with continuous enthusiasm. They perform that activity. Nishta bhakti. Then the nishta, when you are practicing that nishta bhakti continuous, this is the stage we should be aspiring after. Those who are practicing anishtita bhakti, at least we should stay here, because from there giving up bhakti is not possible. Very rare case if you commit offense, but usually it's very, very stable position. But before that, anytime people can get easily lost. It's like a whirlwind. You are climbing the uphill, you can just fall down anytime. But once you reach the top of the hill, it's steady. After that, it becomes more or less like a easy path. Once you reach that nishta stage, steady stage, you continue to perform, you get ruchi, taste. Just like a person addicted to drinking, he gets taste for drinking. As soon as the time comes, he couldn't control himself, or he sees some kind of wine shop ad, he just goes there and then he drinks. As soon as there's just a small symptom has to appear in front, he'll just that force comes into his front and then he pulls into the wine shop. So similarly, for the devotee who has reached that stage, ruchi stage, small thing, immediately he wants to just go into that, bhakti, perform bhakti. That much taste he will get. Once you are in that, it's very, very easy to advance beyond that. Then comes the stage, asakti. Asakti is attachment, deep attachment to Krishna. You get possession, possessive, Krishna is mine. That kind of attitude will start coming after. That is asakti stage. Then comes bhava. Bhava is the love of Godhead. That the beginning of the love of Godhead. This is where the Samvit Shakti and Hladini Shakti combined together from Krishna, it descends onto the person. Before that, the Bhakti Shakti is there to a minute amount, but then when a person reaches the stage of Bhava, the Shakti of the Lord, internal potency of the Lord, he descends into the person and he experiences completely a different world. And then he can hear Krishna's words. He can see now and then Krishna's form. That is when people start seeing God, Krishna directly. I'll just complete this point. Then that is the beginning of love of Godhead. Then is the stage prema. So from bhava to prema, as you advance and advance, you would see all these different symptoms. Stamba, Shveda, Ashru. Stamba is you are paralyzed. When you're chanting the Krishna, you're just paralyzed like this. Shveta, sweat, you sweat a lot. And then Ashru, the tears, so much it comes. Kampa is like, shaking. And then Pulaka, this hair stand on your end all the time when you chant the holy name. So these symptoms, though in the sadhana stage you can see a little bit of that. Sometimes when we pray very nicely, then the tears flow. That is called rasabhas. Abhas means a semblance of the real one. So the real one happens in the bhava stage and prema stage, but you get a semblance of that, some kind of appearance you get that. But it's very, very minute compared to what you get in the prema stage. Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. I had two questions actually. First, you described when one reads bhava from Krishna, there's two shaktis that are passed on. One you said was Hladini, the other one, can you remind what that was?
Hladini is the bliss potency of the Lord. Shamvit is the knowledge potency of the Lord. So the knowledge potency, in the sense, you can see the Lord. You see through the knowledge potency of the Lord. Bliss, you experience a very, very condensed bliss. Sandrananda Visheshatma. The bliss is very, 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 very intense. Before that, Before that, you experience bliss, which is called Bhakti Sukha. When you are chanting, you feel nice, or when you are reading the pastimes of the Lord, you feel some satisfaction in your heart, you feel happiness. But that's very, very, very minute compared to what you will get in Bhava. Bhava, you will feel infused with intense bliss. Then you don't look for anything else, not even for liberation. Because why? Your existence becomes very, very blissful. Why are you looking for something else? Why will you look for something else? You will become satisfied and walk around.
And then the second question, you described that sometimes as a sadhaka, we might be in not that advanced stage necessarily, but we might still experience rasabhas, which is maybe small tastes of the different descriptions in this verse, like maybe tears might flow here, something like that. So how do you distinguish between what's rasabhas versus what's just emotion?
So we introspect our own attraction for the Lord daily. That is why I was giving the different stages. What are the symptoms you can observe yourself? The first stage that usually the sadhaka should aim for is the nishtha stage, steadiness. Steadiness means every day when you are chanting your rounds or when you are doing bhakti activity, any bhakti activity, you have full enthusiasm. The enthusiasm doesn't reduce. That is the nishtha stage. We have to see whether we have attained that. Okay, yes, I get full enthusiasm. I have attained it. Then you introspect yourself. Ruchi. Just like a person, I was giving the example of how a drunkard person sees something, immediately, goes and drinks. He wants to drink. That kind of thirst should be there for bhakti. Now, not just steadiness whenever you do bhakti, but you have a thirst. You're just finding an opportunity to perform bhakti like that. That is ruchi. Asakti is you have deep attraction for Krishna. You have deep attraction for Krishna than anybody else in this whole world. That is the asakti stage. Then comes bhava, where you would be able to see Krishna. Then you will know whether you are in that stage or not. Before that, if you get the symptoms of these things, then that is all abhas. You get semblance. It is good. Good you have that, but it is the semblance. It's not the real.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
So just like to know, are there any references for these manifestations that are being described here? Because these are all seems to be just the transformations of the body, which is made up of matter. So how do we understand this?
So these are called the Sattvika Bhavas. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, a work written by Rupa Goswami, extensively discusses about this thing. It's like this much big book you have, which it just discusses about this rasa, the symptoms, and how these things happen, why this thing happen, all these things, right? So when the Shakti of the Lord goes inside you, you get that prema. Then that because of the prema you have for the Lord, it disturbs the elements in your body. The 5 elements you have. So when the earth element gets disturbed, then you get stamba, you become paralyzed. And then the water element gets disturbed, you get ashru. This is like this, the horripilation pulaka, when the air element in your body gets disturbed, then you get like this horripilation. Depending on your mood and emotion that you have for the Lord, these different elements get disturbed in your body, and that manifests as Sattvika Bhava. This is very extensively discussed in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. Sometimes some material emotions also can disturb those elements, and you may exhibit.
We have material rasa also. That's why we like movies. Why do we like movies? Material rasa. The rasa exchange, emotions exchange between different people. We want to like that, and then we identify with that. And then we get into the hero's mood, and then when the person cries, we also start crying, right? That is material rasa. There are so many works, even in Sanskrit, have been written on that. Which Bharata Muni, he has written that work on rasa. But this is about the relationship with Krishna. Similarity, because it is relationship only, but this is completely a spiritual rasa. One is iron, other one is gold. And there is like 180-degree difference is there. But you would see some similarities from material rasa to spiritual rasa. Thank you. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Nice, wonderful class.
Thank you.
Prabhu, I have a question which is not related to the class, which is like a totally different one. The question I have is about like Bhishma Panchak and Gita Jayanti.
Okay.
And so, like we celebrate Bhishma Panchak at the last 5 days of Kartik, and Gita Jayanti we recently celebrated. And so, like Gita Jayanti was the day when Lord Krishna spoke the Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, and Bhishma Panchak was the last day of Bhishma Pitama. So how that, I'm sorry, Prabhu, for this question, but like, I really want to know that, like, how you put that into perspective and how that, matches, because Bhagavad Gita was spoken when the Mahabharata was started, right, on the day one, and Bhishma Pitama left the body later on.
I don't think the Bhishma Panchaka represents that Bhishma was leaving the body.
That's what I heard. I don't know, like the last.
And again, there is a controversy behind even the date of Krishna speaking Gita also.
Okay.
Yeah, we have to dig into that. I don't remember on top of my head. Maybe I'll look into it later and then I can get back to you. Okay. There is one devotee called Hari Parshad Prabhu. He has done some research and he has put up a blog post on that.
Okay.
Maybe I can share with you offline.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, yeah. Because I asked this question, I think, to one of the Mataji, and the Mataji were also said that like this, we don't know. It's like the Gita Day, the Gita Jayanti is actually the Jayanti which we are celebrating, or it's like a
Yeah, definitely, sure.
Okay, Prabhu. Sorry for the question, and thank you so much for your answer.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, I see. Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya. We can discuss offline. Yes. No. Oh, we didn't read this one. Please, the translation.
When they embraced each other, ecstatic symptoms, paralysis, perspiration, tears, shivering, paleness, and standing up of the bodily hairs appeared. The word Krishna came from their mouths falteringly.
Dekiya Brahman Ganer Hoila Chamatkar Vaidika Brahman Soba Koren Bichar. So the Brahmins are seeing all these activities and then seeing how this sannyasi is hugging this Shudra. They're not only hugging, he's like ecstatic symptoms are coming out. No, what is this?
When that stereotyped, ritualistic Brahmanas who are following the Vedic principles saw this ecstatic manifestation of love, they were struck with wonder. All these Brahmanas began to reflect as follows.
Heta Shanashira Teja Deki Brahmans Brahmasam Shudra Alingiya Kene Koren Krandam. So the sannyasi is, the teja is like a Brahma teja. You have realized Brahman. When you realized Brahman, the sannyasi is usually in the Shankara Sampradaya. Their goal is to realize the oneness with Brahman. Sannyasi, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has taken sannyasi initiation from Shankaracharya Sampradaya. So they are putting that Brahma Sam. He is equivalent to Brahman, the teja, the effulgence he was streaming out. It was like the Brahman realized person. How can he embrace this Shudra? And then he was like crying also so much. All these symptoms are coming out.
The Brahmanas thought, we can see that this sannyasi has a luster like the effulgence of Brahman, but how is it he is crying upon embracing a Sudra, a member of the fourth caste in the social order?
Hey Maharaj Mahapandita Gambira Sanyashira Sparshemata Hoila Asthira. They are thinking the other way around also. This Ramananda Rai is Maharaj, governor. Okay, he is like a king. And he is a very learned person also, Mahapandit. And he is a very, very grave person. If you are a governor, you will be dealing with a lot of politics, You should be a very, very grave person. You cannot be like a very childish person or very emotional person. You should look at everything objectively and deal things, right? But he goes and then he embraces this sannyasana and then he becomes asthira. Sthira means fixed. Asthira means, you are not so fixed, steady, restless, emotions getting, disturbed. What is this?
They thought this Ramananda Roy is the governor of Madras, a highly learned and grave person, a Mahapandit, but upon touching the sannyasi, he has become restless like a madman.
Hey Mata Vipragan Bhave Mane Man Bijatiya Lokadeki Prabhu Koila Samvarn. So, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Lord, he understood the feelings of these brahmanas, and then he restrained himself. Why? They are vijatiya. They are not sajatiya. Sajatiya means in the same mood and same conclusions you accept. Vijatiya is different.
While the Brahmanas were thinking in this way about the activities of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Ramananda Raya, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw those outsiders and restrained his transcendental emotions.
Okay, we'll read the purport. Ramananda Raya was intimately related to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Therefore, he can be accepted as Sajatiya, a person within the intimate circle of the Lord. The Brahmanas, however, were followers of the Vedic rituals and were not able to have an intimate connection with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Consequently, they are called Vijatiya Loka. In other words, they were not pure devotees. One may be a highly learned Brahmana, but if he is not a pure devotee, he is a Vijatiya, an outcast, one outside devotional service. In other words, a non-devotee. Although Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Ramananda Raya were embracing in ecstasy, the Lord restrained his transcendental emotions upon seeing the outsider Brahmanas. So we don't, even if you are a Premi Bhakta, we don't show all these symptoms to the outsiders. It is exhibited within his close associate. Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu followed that. সুস্থ হইয়া দুহে সে স্থানেতে বসিলা তবে হাসি মহাপ্রভু কহিত লাগিলা
When they, in their sanity, they both sat down, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu smiled and began to speak as follows.
Okay. So we are going to skip some of the verses because we'll never reach the conversation of both of them. So we'll directly enter into conversation. So what happened, I will just summarize. They both met together, and the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mentioned that I have come to meet you because Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya has mentioned to me, and Ramananda Raya was very, very satisfied to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then he immediately told Ramananda Raya, I want to meet with you. Come in the evening to meet me. So Ramananda Raya said, please stay 7 days here and then purify my mind. So every day they speak Ramananda Raya and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And that conversation in a summary is captured by Kaviraja Goswami here. What is that? Okay, oh, yes. Yes, here. Okay. Prabhu snana kritya kori achen boshiya eka bhrutta sangerai mililasiya.
After finishing his evening bath, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sat down and waited for Ramananda Raya to come. Then Ramananda Raya, accompanied by one servant, came to meet him.
Namaskar Koila Rai, Prabhu Koila Alingane, Dui Jane Krishna Katha Kayar Hasthane.
Ramananda Raya approached Lord Sri Chaitanya and offered his respectful obeisances, and the Lord embraced him. Then they began to discuss Krishna in a secluded place.
So this is a Rahasthana. Rahasthana is a very secret place they are discussing, and it is openly put into Chaitanya Charitamrita. So this is not everybody was fortunate to hear. And we should be very, very grateful for our parampara, because this secret knowledge we would never come to know if Kaviraj Goswami has not put it down and Srila Prabhupada hasn't translated into English. It will be reminding us Raha, or Rahas, or secret. Prabhu kohe pada shloka sadher nirnay, Raya kohe shodharma charane Vishnu bhakti hoy. So Prabhu is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that pada shloka, recite a verse that gives the conclusion of what is sadhya. What is sadhya is the ultimate goal that a person can reach. Sadhana is what we practice. Sadhya is what we want to attain, the ultimate goal. Okay. So giving the conclusive goal that a person has to attain, recite a verse. And Ramananda Raya says, Swadharma acharane Vishnu bhakti hoy. You follow Swadharma. Swadharma is that you are situated in Brahmana, Vaishya, Satriya and Shudra. These 4 varnas and 4 ashramas, you situate in that. Whatever is your dharma, you perform. And by dharma, you can satisfy Vishnu. That is the sadhya, he says.
Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ordered Ramananda Roy recite a verse from the revealed scriptures concerning the ultimate goal of life. Ramananda replied, if one executes the prescribed duties of his social position, he awakens his original Krishna consciousness.
So why Krishna gets satisfied if you execute your own goals in Varnashram Dharma? Because Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Chaturvarniya maya srishtam gunakarma vibhagashaha tasya kartaram apimam vidya kartaram avyayam. Chaturvarnyam, this 4 divisions of Varna has been created by me. I created this system. So if I create a system and anybody follows, I will be satisfied. Similarly, Krishna has created this system based on guna and karma, by qualities and the activities a person do. Not, Krishna doesn't say here, janma, not by birth. By your quality, what qualification you have and what activities you perform, by that it is defined. And I am the karta, I am the creator of that system. Tasya kartaram, I am the karta of that system. And when you follow that system, Krishna gets automatically satisfied. Varnashramacharvata Purushena paraf puman Vishnuraradhyate pantha Nanyat tattoshakaranam. So, if a person performs Varnashrama activity, he worships Vishnu by that path. And then here it is mentioned, Na anyat tattoshakaranam. There is no other way to satisfy Vishnu. It gives very conclusive evidence from scripture. Translation.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu, is worshipped by the proper execution of prescribed duties in the system of Varna and Ashrama. There is no other way to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One must be situated in the institution of the 4 Varnas and Ashramas.
Okay. Prabhu kohe ho bahya age koha a Raya kohe Krishna karmarpan sarvasadhya sa. Mahaprabhu says, this is external, bhahya. You are talking external things. External. Why it is external? Because if you perform Varnashrama Dharma, you are understanding your mindset and you are understanding your bodily nature, and then you are performing your karma according to that. Kshatriya means you should be like a brave warrior. But that is bodily identification. Either gross body or subtle body. It is external. It is not internal to the soul. It is bahya, external. Don't, this is external, don't speak about that. Go ahead, speak something more. Then Ramananda Rai says, Krishna karmarpana sarva sadhyasar. So you do karmarpan. So karmarpan is little bit different than what we saw in the previous Varnashrama Dharma activity. So in the Varnashrama Dharma activity, you may be performing and you may be worshipping Vishnu by that, but you may be worshipping the impersonal form of Vishnu, which is Brahman, not personal form. There is no personal relationship there. Just to perform your activity, you may be an impersonalist and you can continue to perform. But here he says, Krishna karma arpana. You offer your activities to Krishna. There is a exchange is going on, which means you need a person. You cannot offer something to the impersonal entity. So there is a relationship is being. So this is better than Varnashrama activity. So the whole pattern will go like this. Ramananda Rai will say something. Mahaprabhu will say this is Bahya, and then go deeper. So he will give a better version of the sadhya or the ultimate goal. Okay. So karma arpan. How do you do karma arpan? Whatever activities you do, we take bath, we walk in the street, we drive car, we earn money, whatever we do, we just say, I offer to you, Krishna, all these activities. Doesn't matter whether it is prescribed in the Vedas or even in sinful activities also. Bhakti Sandarbha says that. You can offer both to Krishna. Although the devotee is aspiring, devotee can also do that, but devotee's intention is to get bhakti more and more. The devotee, when he is offering that his sinful activities to Krishna, he is actually praying. What is his prayer? He says that, as I am attached to this sinful activity, may I get attachment toward you. That is his offering. So both are, all of your activities you are offering. That is karma arpan. You are offering your karma. Sarva sadhya sar. Translation. A mic, please.
Translation. The Lord replied, this is external. You had better tell me of some other means. But
yes, no, that's not purport, that's translation. Somehow this is showing it wrongly. The bold letters are translation.
Okay. Yeah. Ramananda replied, to offer the results of one's activity to Krishna is the essence of all perfection.
Here is the Bhagavad Gita verse. Yat karoshi yadashnashi yat jugoshi dadasiya yat tapasyasi kaunteya tat kurushva madarpanam. Whatever you are doing, whatever you are eating, whatever Vedic sacrifices you are performing, whatever charity you are giving, whatever austerities you are performing, do as an offering to me. Karma arpanam. This is not pure bhakti. This is called aropa siddha bhakti. What is aropa siddha bhakti? It is a different activity, complete. It is not bhakti like our chanting or worshipping the Lord directly. You are doing some other activity, but then your aropa. Aropa is your, what is that? Impose, exactly, thank you. So you are imposing on top of that bhakti by offering it to Krishna. The activity by its very nature is not bhakti, but then you are imposing that bhakti on top of that by offering it to Krishna. Govind Prabhu.
Ramananda Rai continued, my dear son of Kunti, whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer in sacrifice, whatever you give in charity, and whatever austerities you perform, all the results of such activities should be offered to me, Krishna, Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Prabhu kohe ho bhagya age koho a Raya kohe so dharma tyage sadhya sa. So by the end of this session, you should buy out this phrase. Prabhu kohe eho bhagya age koho ar. Eho bhagya. This is bhagya. This is external. Prabhu kohe means the Lord said. Aage, go ahead. Aage koho aad. There is something else more. Huh?
This is also external. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, please proceed and speak further on this matter. Ramananda Roy replied, to give up one's occupational duties in the Varnashram system is the essence of perfection.
So here, now he goes a little bit deeper. What is the perfection? He says, Swadharma Tyaga. First he said, Swadharma Acharana, doing your Swadharma. Now he says, renouncing your Swadharma. So that you can go beyond that. Not only the result of your Swadharma. We'll see the famous verses from Bhagavad Gita being quoted here soon. Agyaivam gunan doshan maya dishtan apiswakan dharman santyajya yasarvan mam bhaje sacha sattamaha.
Ramananda Rai continued, occupational duties are described in the religious scriptures. If one analyzes them, he can fully understand their qualities and faults and then give them up completely to render service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Such a person is considered a first-class man.
You can see the same pattern in Bhagavad Gita also. The Bhagavad Gita, it's a third chapter. Krishna will say, perform your Swadharma. By performing your Swadharma, you can actually satisfy the demigods. Satisfied demigods will give you all the natural resources, facilities. So this is an exchange that you do between the demigods and yourself. And then 9th chapter, he says, yad karosi yadashnashi yajjugosi dadati. Whatever you do as an offering to me. Don't simply do Swadharma, but you do karma arpan. You do offer your activities to me rather than simply performing your karma activities. Then he goes to the 18th chapter, which is Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mamekam Saranam Vraja. You renounce all your karma. That is what is Swadharma Tyaga. You do. So from 3rd chapter, 9th chapter, 18th chapter. This is what Ramananda Rai is going through. Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. So when he says, give up completely your duties, is he saying give up your attachment to your duties, give up the fruits of your labor, or is he saying don't do them?
So the duties here are Vedic duties. Not the modern time we have, like as a father, I have a duty to my children. As a husband, I have duty to my wife. That's not the duty specifically here talked about. Here the duty means, as we said in the beginning, Panchamaha Yagya. Every day you need to perform. And you need to perform some Yagya for your Pitras. All these Swadharma activities you renounce. Part of that, your regular responsibilities will also be given up, provided you have that qualification for that. This is the path that Krishna has prescribed as Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga. This is not Bhakti. This is still, we are in Karma and Jnana path. In the Karma Yoga, you perform all your activities, you get your heart purified. Once your heart is purified, then you take sannyas. And then you perform following the Jnana path. And this is what here he is talking about. We haven't even come into Bhakti. In Bhakti, you can be there anything. You can be a grihastha situated in your home and do your duties. Or you can be a renunciant, you can be a sannyasi, or you can be a brahmachari, or you can be a vanaprastha, a retired life. In all of these things you can perform. You can be in India, you can be outside, you can be in the California, anywhere, doesn't matter. Any time, morning, evening, night, it doesn't matter. Bhakti you can continue to perform. But for Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga, there are restrictions. Jnana Yoga, if you want to practice, you need to renounce everything. That is why we see in India that there's many sannyasis. So it's, they renounce everything. It's a different path altogether. What we follow in Bhakti is very, very practical, and it gives the highest result, as Ramananda Rai will be going through. For the modern day people also, it is very, very suitable, because you don't need to worry about, especially in Kali Yuga, everything is contaminated. You don't need to worry about the purity of the time, place and circumstances. Does that help your question, Prabhu? Thank you. So we have to stop here. We'll stop in the next verse. Okay. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayashyami ma sucha.
As stated in scripture, Bhagavad Gita 18.66, after giving up all kinds of religious and occupational duties, if you come to me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and take shelter, I will give you protection from all of life's sinful reactions. Do not worry.
So if you give up your duties, in the beginning we mentioned that you will get sinful activities. But here Krishna says, I will give you protection, don't worry about it. Just give up all your activities, he says. So again, we didn't enter into the core conversation of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Ramananda Rai, and that is intentional, so that you will go home and take Chaitanya Charitamrita and read it. Okay, we'll stop here. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Panchakalpatarubhasya kripa sindhubheva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha anantakoti vaishnavanti ki jai. Thank you so much. Hari Bol. Jai. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Jivana Prabhu, for such a fantastic class on the conversation between Ramananda Rai and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Actually, we didn't want to stop listening, but time is a constraint. And we also have a presentation by the Kaishora youth. So Ashna is going to be presenting on the part of the Bhagavatam related to Prithu Maharaj, a peculiar competition. I'll let Ashna start.
Hare Krishna. Today I'm going to be talking about a peculiar competition and character vs. accomplishment. What truly defines us, accomplishment or character? In today's world, success is often reduced to numbers, grades, salaries, followers, but this doesn't truly capture the essence of a person. What is important is not the achievement, but who we become in the process. We tend to focus on results, neglecting the journey and the character we build along the way. While accomplishments are valuable, attitude is invaluable. What matters more, the result or the process? Picture two students. One scores a 99, while the other scores a 100 on a test. Just looking at this, we can tell that 100 is obviously greater. However, if we dig deeper into the story behind this, it might change. The first student who scored a 99 scored that 99 through years of hard work. However, the second student scored a 100 by cheating. Now we can see that the 99 is greater. What truly matters, the final number or the integrity behind the journey? We tend to celebrate outward results without questioning the process, but true worth lies in the authenticity of our actions, not just the outcomes. What drives our need to compete? In this story, we look at Indra, the king of heaven, vs. Prithu Maharaj, the king of earth. Proud of his 100 sacrifices, Indra felt threatened by Prithu's competition because he had completed 99 sacrifices already, soon to be 100. His reaction is one of jealousy, and he tried to sabotage Prithu's sacrifices. He did this not because of Prithu's ability, but because of his fear of losing his own position, because of his ego and insecurity. Envy doesn't reflect the value of others. It reveals our own fears and limitations. Flexibility and humility in the face of adversity. Prithu was stopped by Lord Brahma from completing his 100th sacrifice because of Indra becoming so competitive. However, Prithu doesn't resist or question. He accepts it as part of a greater plan. Instead of fighting against setbacks, we should learn to embrace them with grace. Strength is not stubbornly pursuing our own goals. It is knowing when to adapt and how to adapt in situations out of our control. In moments of failure or limitation, our response often defines us more than the outcome. Stubbornness vs. flexibility, the cost of holding on too tightly. Indra's stubbornness leads him to disrupt Prithu's sacrifices repeatedly. He clings to his position, even at the cost of his own integrity. Prithu's strength is his ability to let go and submit to the higher wisdom for the greater good. Willingness to release our rigid plans allows us to grow, while stubbornness can blind us to worse paths. The power of forgiveness. Forgiveness as a strength. Despite the wrong done to him, King Prithu forgave Indra. This is not just a simple act. It's a profound decision to let go of one's own bitterness. Forgiveness isn't just for the ones who've wronged you. It's an act of self-liberation, freeing one from one's resentment. What is the true measure of success? In the end, Prithu doesn't complete his 100 sacrifices, but his character, his humility, devotion, and ability to submit to divine will makes him greater than any accomplishment. This challenges our traditional view of success. We are taught to focus on the result, but true greatness emerges from who we are rather than what we receive. Character over accomplishment. This story shows that our character, our ability to forgive, trust, submit, and be humble outweighs achievement. Numbers may fade, but the character you build along the way through setbacks and your treatment of others is what stays. Closing reflection. True success lies within. True greatness isn't about what you achieve, but who you become in the process. As we pursue our goals, let us remember that the process is as important, if not more, than the result. I'd like you all to think. So, are you chasing the number or becoming the person who you are meant to be? Thank you. Any questions?
Thank you, Ashna. That was excellent. I want to mention that Ashna and their family actually live very close by, and they just walked into a temple one day, curious. And she's new to the process of Krishna consciousness. I'm very proud that you have been able to pick up a lot of these deep, sense of information as well as understanding so quickly. And I'd like to open to the audience for any comments, questions, reflections. Yes, Prabhu. Can I pass?
Yes, thank you for interesting topic, always, because from your presentation I understand and also agree, of course, that character is important. So character actually, that's the success, right?
Yeah.
But just wanted to see, how about if you have two things, accomplishment as well as character both, then how it will be? So do you consider that one success or not?
Do you think you could repeat your question again? Sorry.
If you have both, character as well as accomplishment, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then it also success or not?
I think that really is the true success, because in this world, accomplishment is important, but it's not just material things. Like, character is also very important. So if you have both, that's really good. But in my opinion, character is very important to success.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Oh, that doesn't work.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. So, you have beautiful slides actually. So I was looking at the pictures, and in one of the slides, right, when you are describing about the humility of Prithu Maharaj, you are showing a picture where Prithu is chasing Mother Earth in the form of cow. So is there any reason for choosing that? Is there any thought process there? Or, I mean, if it is randomly chosen, it's fine. I was just trying to check.
Well, I wanted to show how, like, Prithu Maharaj was very, like, forgiving, but he was also, like, staying to his duties for Earth, and he accepted that he wasn't trying to compete with Indra to become king of heaven, but he was just sticking to his own things, and he wanted to, like, praise the gods.
Okay, you wanted to show the dutiful nature of Prithu Maharaj towards the citizens.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Yugadish Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. +1 to what Prabhu said about, I thought the slides were really nice. I like how they were minimalistic, not too much text, like mostly pictures, and then we can focus on what you were saying and then have the slides supplement that.
Yeah.
One question I had for you was, as a student or as someone who's working in industry, it can be natural to get into that state of, I'm doing it for the number, not necessarily, not for the character. So from your experience, when you personally might have, or when someone in general recognizes that they're in that state where their intention is not for building character, it's more about just getting the success or just getting the grade, something like that. What are practical tips one can use to realign themselves?
For me, I think don't just pull away like really quickly. Try to slowly let go of that thought, and like, say you're competing with someone, say just like in a game, and you're arguing about who's winning or something like that. Just in those moments, try to let go and realize that it's really important for you yourself to grow, not just your accomplishments. Just try to slowly let go of that.
Nice realization. Thank you for that. Any other questions or comments?
I'm just curious, how old are you?
I'm 13.
Okay, I just wanted to let you know that your presentation is the way that you presented this material is that of a very accomplished and experienced presenter, and so I just wanted to thank you for the poise that you had while you were doing that.
Thank you.
Yeah, and my curiosity for you is, are there any ways in which this is shifting you and how you approach your own, the way that you approach accomplishments versus character? Like, is it affecting you at all?
Yeah, so for me, I do really care about my school and my grades, but I'm trying to step back from that a little. Just like the example about competing with someone in a game, like a lot of the times when I'm with my friends, I just try to kind of surrender, but still hold my own character and really embrace that.
Thank you. It's very insightful.
Thank you so much. Any other questions or comments? Okay. Thank you. Thank you once again, Ashna. That was excellent. And thank you to the audience for wonderful questions and reflections. It means a lot to the students as well as to the families who put in a lot of effort. It takes a village to raise a child. So we are all trying to practice that. And thank you for your effort again, Ashna. That was excellent.
Thank you.
I'd like to request everybody to put away the mats. I think we have announcements. Prasadam prayers and announcements. Who's leading, Prabhu? Who's leading the prasadam prayers? Rajajivan Prabhu, would you like to lead?
Prabhu,
Sharira vidyaja jodendriya tahika jive fele vishaya sagore tare madhye jivayati lobha moy sudurmati ताके जेता कठिन संसारे कृष्ण बड़ो दयामय करिबारे जीवा जाय स्वप्रसाद अन्न दिलो भाई से अन्नामृत पाओ Radha Krishna guna gao Preme dako Shri Chaitanya nitai Preme dako Shri Chaitanya nitai Mahaprasade Govinde Nama Brahmani Vaishnave Swalpa punyavatam rajan vishvaso naiva jayate prasade sarva dukkhana anirasyopa sanna chetaso yashu buddhi paryavatishtate tvayopa bhukta shrakandha vasolankar charchita uchista bojino dasas tavamayam jayemahi shushkam paryushitam vapi nitam vaduradeshata prapti matrena bhoktavyam natra kala vicharena na desha niyamastatra na kala niyamastatha praptam annam dhrutam shishter bhoktavyam harimavravi Shri Bhagavat Mahaprasadam ki